Welcome back to Inside of Her C-Suite. What a special episode we have with extraordinary women who are running things in the business of entertainment. Women are making money, and you can really make money, but it hasn't always been easy. Today I have with me an extraordinary guest who has been around in this sort of entertainment space, who works behind the scenes now, Laura Kelly. Welcome to Inside of Her C-Suite.
Hey, Tim.
It's good to have you on. I mean, when you started out, I think you were on Pumpkin Patch as an on-air personality. Back then, did they have endorsement deals? Did somebody come to you from like Zara? Wait, there was no Zara back then.
Well, on Pumpkin Patch, I was really little. It was, I was 4, 5. It was before I started school. And then continued to do television in high school until my big break. But
Your big break.
we had sponsors, you know?
Yeah.
So we had clothing sponsors, we had, you could go and get your hair done wherever or get your nails done, and you wouldn't have to pay for it, but not as big as they are right now in terms of endorsements. Yeah.
Endorsements.
Yeah.
I mean, take us back to what it was like. Were there women directors? Let's look contextually. Women directors, I know now there are women who are running whole channels, your Lisa.
Yes.
There are people, women all across the inside of the industry, inside of the music and entertainment space that are making things happen. What was it like back then? I'm imagining it was more male dominated.
Yes, it was. On the floor, in terms of crew, definitely. And in the business office, definitely. But your Lisa actually came on, I wouldn't remember the exact year, but she came on in my time at Channel O. And obviously she's now moved on to bigger and better things. But so there was a presence, it just wasn't very big.
Got it. And do you know of anyone back then? Do you have any idea who was the first person to become sort of a major sort of ambassador, where they were the face of something and getting paid precisely because they were presenting like you guys were?
Yeah, I would have to say Nontle. I think it was Nontle.
Nontle Timmer.
Yeah, I don't know, or I can't recognize or recall if there was anybody before her, but I think it was her with a really big endorsement deal that came as a result of what she was doing, you know?
And you guys were co-hosts, or you were on the same channel around the same time, and you were like two of the first to really sort of become sort of, you know, faces in this space, right?
Yeah, so there were certain shows where we worked together, where we were co-hosts, but not all the time. Then we also had our individual shows. And then when we were traveling, so if we were doing an event in Nigeria, you know, we would often host together, perhaps like an event.
Got it. And now you've moved from behind the scenes. First of all, you've gone on, congratulations, you've gotten a degree. You're like a serious sort of professional, and you studied at Wits, and you have, what's your degree title?
So I got a diploma, a postgraduate diploma in applied arts.
Got it.
Which is using drama or theater in social justice and human rights context.
Got it.
Yeah.
And you know, a big part of your passion now is you still work in and around the arts, and you're behind the scenes now helping sort of other young talent develop a voice that is respected out there. Do you have women on your books that you work with?
Yes.
And what is it like for them, and being behind the scenes, and you know, tell us some of the dynamics that are behind building a woman into a brand in the entertainment space?
Wow, Tim. Well, firstly, there's a lot of opportunity for women now. I think a lot more than even 10 years ago, you know. And I think basically letting people understand what the industry or how the industry works. But it's also a bit challenging because I'm a little bit more old school, I think. So I appreciate things like being on time, being prepared, you know, whereas I feel the culture now is not necessarily that, because this fame thing is a really big thing, you know. And we're in this culture where things happen quite quickly with reality TV. And so often I find that people don't recognize the work that goes into you being a brand, you being prepared for your shows, you being punctual at your events or anything like that. So I think I try to instill that in the people that I work with. I also taught for a little bit at UJ a course called Social Activism Through Theatre, and I wanted to share that with the students as well, you know, that things don't happen overnight, and even though it looks as though you don't need to be skilled anymore, I think it's important that you are. Yeah.
And would you like another shot at this? If you take the 21-year-old Laura, do you think you could kill it now? Do you think you would give Manang, Manny, and those guys a run for their money?
I definitely was born to do what I did. So I'd love another opportunity or an opportunity, but not to do the same thing. Because at the time, you're literally living the brand. You're going to all the parties, you're at the CD launches, you know all the people, you're living the brand. I'm past that now. I don't really want to be talking about what's the latest trends, what the gossip is, or necessarily go to each and every opening of an envelope, you know. So it would need to be different.
Got it.
Yeah.
Let's give anyone watching who wants to be at the top of the game, they want to make money, they want to be famous on Instagram, and but they want to do it serious. They want to be like the top. I mean, I think Minnie, Banong, and all those guys, they are there because they're professional. You know, they are serious about it. For people who want to work with you, get on your books and get to the top, give us 2 tips that anyone who wants to be taken serious should be thinking about.
Wow, okay.
And these tips, if you're watching, make sure that you pay close attention because you've been on both sides, so you know what it takes. Two quick tips.
I'd say you need to believe in your own product because nobody's going to sell it better. Not me, not you. Nobody's going to sell it better than you can. So you need to actually believe that you've got the goods, you know. I think that's the only tip.
Really?
I think because from there, anything can happen. Anything can happen from there.
And how do you work? Do you take money, like do you charge your entertainment clients, do you charge them per month? Do you get a percentage off the deals that you get them?
So currently, the space that I'm in, I work for a particular production house. We are currently producing the #1 show in SA. So I work with the talent of that show, and anything that happens outside of the show is fair game.
Got it.
But anything that happens within the show and anybody that endorses the show, I get paid for that monthly.
I got it.
Yeah.
But ultimately, if someone like one of the top talent comes to you, will you work on a retainer? Are you open to structuring the deal?
Yes.
You're open to it?
Yeah, it's definitely, there's always a percentage factor that goes into it.
Cool.
And depending on the deal, it could be a once-off, or it could be a monthly.
Got it.
Or it could be at every contract renewal, a percentage.
Do you feel responsible for setting the stage for all these young, bright talent? Because back then, there was no one.
Well, I think it's important to give credit to the ladies who came before us, even before Nontle and I. There was Candy, there was Pushy, there was Grace, you know. And I was actually really lucky that I had watched Channel O for so many years, and I had a passion for performance and for music, and that I got there was sort of a full circle moment, you know.
Got it.
So definitely, you know, give the credit where it's due. Actually, I never think of it that way, Tim. I think maybe you're one of the people who encourages me possibly to think of it that way. I did go to a concert a couple of years ago, a Rihanna concert, and Bonang came up to me at the concert and said, like, I used to watch you and thank you so much. And I found that a bit, I was a bit surprised, but it felt good. It felt good. It made me feel old, but it felt good.
You still look wonderful and young, and I know we are grateful for being able to have the opportunity to watch you, and I know that people like Badang are not the only ones that are grateful for how you've been able to pioneer. So thank you so much for all the hard work you put in.
Thank you.
And the work you're going to continue to do, building other young artists. And that's why we continue to talk to women inside of the C-suite and bring women like yourself in, because it's important to know that the journey is not easy, number one. And number two, that there are specific things you need to do. Continue to join us on Inside of Her C-Suite as we go across the continent, across the world, chatting to women who are influencing and making a difference on this continent. We'll be back next week.